No, this video is not made for kids. Thanks for asking. How's it going, everybody? So I thought I was going to do something deep and soul bondy today for a video, but you know what? Fuck all that shit. We're going to talk about archery. Yeah, let's talk about archery. Now roll the brand spanking new intro that I just made like a day ago. Go! Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about 3 weird archery tips for both beginners and advanced. I can't speak for pro because I was never sponsored. Wait. It's that big. We're going to start out with beginners first, I want to point out. Start out with beginners first. Number 1, your anchor point. So when it comes to your anchor point, which is where you hold the string back at, I'm gonna grab a release real quick. I shoot left-handed. I don't know if you knew that. Left eye dominant. There you go. So your anchor point, it's more important that you keep it consistent every single time rather than where you actually put it. Because if you put it right here, cool. Not ideal, but cool. Put it there every single time. If you put it down here, fucking weird. Just do it every time, you'll be good. It's way more about that you just have it consistent every single time. This is where it is for me, by the way. Right here under my chin. I just put my little crevice there, right up on my 90-degree chin, and we're good to go. Second archery tip, and this is just kind of a broad thing. Archery is way more about consistency than it is actual form. So you might pick up a bow and be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Form's only to help you be consistent. When they teach you form, when they go pull back to here, go under there if you're shooting recurve, for instance. Go under there. That's just to get you to be in the same spot every time. It's way more about consistency than actual form. That's why people debate form all the fucking time in the archery community, because there's not really one specific way that you can do it, best way to do it. It's just more about finding the most consistent way that you can shoot. This next one, I actually have a prop. Bam! It's my bow. Bam! Don't grab the bow. When you're at full draw, when you're back, don't grab, just grip it until your knuckles go white. This bow's not going anywhere, okay? It's gonna be held against pressure with the string. You can see that I'm not grabbing the bow at all here, and it's not falling, and this is just slightly at pressure. I can kind of do it just with no pressure, but it's not going anywhere. You don't have to grab the bow because, trust me, it's fine. To kind of go along with that, use one of these guys. These guys are the best fucking things in the entire world. And bam, can't drop my bow, even if I wanted to. Won't come off me. Number 4, keep a straight line. And what I mean when I say this is, when you have the bow out like this is the center of the bow, right? If I had an arrow in it, it would be shooting straight at the camera. Keep the line from this point all the way back as straight as possible. That's gonna give you the most consistent shots possible. And it's honestly gonna make you a better shooter. You might not see immediate results, but give it a month or 2. 5th and final beginner tip for weird archery tips. Yeah, let the shot surprise you. You shouldn't know when the shot's gonna go off. Let me grab another release real quick. So this is a button release. So as soon as I hit this, it's gonna go off, just like that. Let it surprise you. That came out of nowhere. You don't want to hit it because if you hit it, you have a tendency to jerk when you do that. Yeah, don't punch it. Let it surprise you. And that goes for recurve too. Just kind of let your finger gently slip off. Or if you have a clicker, that's even better. Now we're moving on to the advanced tips. The ones that if you've never done archery before, don't even fucking worry about this. Tip number 1, if you shoot with a hinge release, like this HBC right here, get a second release. Get one of these guys. It's a button release. The reason is, these are great for almost every single situation. Until it's really fucking windy. Oh man, giant gust of wind blows my bow all the way over to 2 targets over. Come back, alright, that scared me. I let off the hinge a little bit. Alright, another big gust of wind, alright. You just can't ever get a shot, a good clean shot off with one of these. Get one of these. Because when you're back there like that, worst case scenario, you're running out of time. You have to punch it. These are a lot better to punch with. These are probably the best tool to punch with if you have to. Sometimes you have to, because it's really windy. You're running out of time. Get yourself a button, because doing it with a hinge sucks. Tip number 2. Don't be afraid to add weight to the end of your stabilizer. You know what I'm talking about. If you've gotten this far, you know what I'm talking about. The stabilizer is a little dick out in front of the bow. Don't be afraid to add more weight to that. It'll feel really heavy at first, but I promise you, you'll get stronger. Why did I say that with a question? You'll get stronger, and you will be able to hold up that bow. No problem. And it'll be better for you in the long run, so don't be afraid to do it. Tip number 3 also has to do with weight. You should try and add weight to your releases. The lighter that your release is, the more shaky it feels in your hand and the more it can shake around and move sporadically. But if you have a nice, weighty, heavy release, all of that gets flushed out. It's kind of the difference between when you see videos that are stabilized and not stabilized. One where it's really shaky and you can see all of the camera shakes and all of the bumps and everything, versus a stabilized one where it's usually still a little bit shaky, but it's a lot smoother. But it's just going to be a lot more smooth and steady. I already have a fairly weighty release. It's made of all brass. It's a hefty thing. I've seen people where they put lead strips on the back end here. You actually, motorcycle wheel weights, or just kind of wheel weights in general, work incredible for this. Some people get lead strips that they just layer on the back here. It's more difficult to do it with a button release because you have that little guy there, this little button right here. But you might be able to do it on the side without the side. You might be able to put some lead taping on the side here to just make sure you don't get it too thick and it's too big in your hands. But yeah, just add some weight to your release because it'll make all your shots smoother and it'll make you a lot more confident. Do it today. Tip number 4. In the hot summer heat, you're out there slinging some arrows. You're sweating. Oh, it's so hot. If only I had some water. I don't know where I was going with that, but the point is, keep water on you. Keep water on you when you are out there, especially in the summer heat, because you won't get dehydrated, you won't be as tired afterwards, you'll have a better time, you'll stay cooler, it's just overall better for you. Keep some water on you. The best way that I found to do that is to get a second pouch for like your releases and stuff. Get a second pouch and keep your water bottle in that. Keep it like just behind everything or just behind your quiver so you can just easily reach back. But get a pouch or get some sort of water bottle holder that you can keep on you, keep on your belt. It's just gonna be a lot better for you in the long run. The 5th and final thing! Let's talk about lube for a second. It's not fun. It's kind of gross. Kind of nasty. Kind of usually gets everywhere. Sure, it slides in and out fine, but is it worth it? No. Get a good arrow puller. You'll thank me in the long run. But seriously, just get a good arrow puller. Lube fucking sucks. Just get a good one. Easton makes a good one. Get a good one. It's easy to pull your arrows out. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope if you shoot archery that you got something from this. If you don't, well, you did click on the video about archery. So, I don't know what to tell you. But with that, I think I'm going to talk to myself later. But I have one more surprise for you. Yeah, run the outro. See you guys later.